True confession time. Both of my sweet, lovable, handsome grandsons had celebrated their birthdays last weekend, so I missed the Georgia State at JMU football game. Now, fortunately for you, I have never let a lack of football knowledge or expertise stop me from offering obvious insights and bombastic analysis. JMU got a convincing win last Saturday versus Georgia State. I predicted a 32-point margin of victory, and the Dukes won by only 31. My bad. I will try to do better this week. But on the plus side, JMU is now 7-2 and assured of a winning record for the 20th year in a row. Pretty impressive. Against Georgia State, JMU QB1 AB3 returned to form, as I predicted. He threw for 241 yards and 3 touchdowns. Our defense played lights out, holding the Panthers to 0 points and less than 50 yards in the second half. Well done. Now let's take a look ahead. JMU plays at ODU, at App State, and finishes the regular season at home versus Marshall. That's a murderer's row of rivals. We need to win all 3 of these games to have any chance at all, even an outside shot at winning the Sun Belt East. And we need to win them anyway because they're rivalry games. Now this week, it's the Dukes of JMU at the Monarchs of ODU in the Royal rivalry game. The Dukes are 2-2 all time against the Monarchs, having lost the first 2 games back in the day when Taylor Heineke was dominating the gridiron for the Monarchs. In the Sun Belt era, we're 2-0 against ODU and trying to make it 3 wins in a row. The Monarchs are just 4-5 this season, but that record belies their potential. This is one talented squad. Here's the inside scoop from a man who knows the monarchy quite well.
Big Jim here, coming to you from my garage. ODU hasn't done quite as well as they had hoped, but they've been in every game. Unfortunately, our QB number 1's been hurt. He's out for the season. Our best defensive player, Hitman Henderson, is out for the rest of the season.
Well, boo-hoo, Big Jim, and cry me a river. Sure, you lost Hitman Henderson, but I happen to know that ODU plugged in a very capable linebacker whose hirsute pursuit of perfection reminds many of Troy Polamalu. Yes, Koa Neatala stands head and shoulders above the rest when it comes to defending against the run and dandruff.
Our QB number 2, Colt Joseph, has stepped up his game. With a name like Colt, you know the boy can play. Of course, he's from the West, needless to say, and he can run, he can pass, and he's fun to watch. So it might be a bit surprising to JMU when they see him in action in person.
Okay, let me stop you again right there, Big Jim. Sure, this redshirt freshman quarterback has been good. He's a talented kid, but you called him Colt, and he's listed as Colton. So, I mean, Colt is like a Western gunslinger. Colton is more like a British banker. So which one is he? And to complicate matters further, this kid is from California. He's a California kid. So I kind of question his heart, his competitiveness. In fact, Scott, can you cue up? We got some footage from when Colton was questioned by reporters after a recent loss where he fumbled 3 times. They asked him how he felt about the loss.
All I need are some tasty waves, cool buzz, and I'm fine.
So to sum up, Colton, whatever, Joseph, the quarterback, he's talented, he can run, he can pass, he's big, I like a lot of things about him, but I'm just not sure he has that dog in him. We'll find out this weekend. Back to you, Jim.
Looking for a good game this week. Thinking the Monarchs, packed house, will pull off a victory 30-24. 30-24. Go Monarchs.
Big Jim, I may not have a fancy sports garage like you coastal elites from down there in Norfolk, Virginia Beach area, but I gotta tell you, you're dead wrong about this prediction. You see, ODU is led by fifth-year coach Ricky Ronnie. Now, in his fifth season, he's on the hot seat because he only has a 19-28 record. And on top of that, when reporters asked him how he intends to get the Monarchs on the right track, his simple response was this: shake and bake. Now, I know a lot of you are staying tuned for my fearless prediction, and it's coming right up. But first, it's time for Hokie Corner. Now, as it happens, Big Jim is not just an ODU fan, he's also a longtime Virginia Tech fan, having graduated back in the day from Virginia Polytechnic Institute and State University.
Big Jim here, giving you my assessment of my number one college football team, Virginia Tech Hokies. Been interesting.
Apologies, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like Scott, the producer, somehow managed to lose Big Jim's audio for Hokie Corner. Scott, this does not bode well for your annual review. But fortunately now, I was able, using artificial intelligence, I was able to read Jim's lips and replace his comments. I think you'll hardly notice a difference.
First, let me start by saying I am glad Virginia Tech will not be playing JMU anytime soon. The JMU Dukes are the best team in the Commonwealth by a country mile. They would stomp the heck out of the Hokies any day of the week and twice on Sunday.
Furthermore, JMU QB1AB3 is a catchy nickname. In conclusion, Mighty Oz has the best show on the interwebs. Please subscribe to JMU Tubes.
That AI was seamless. It's a miracle. All right, now it's time for my prediction. JMU is a little beat up, but we're not going to make excuses. Our defense is still rock solid. Okay, let me straighten this out a little bit. All right, our defense
is still rock solid, and since JMU QB183 is looking sharp, the offense will continue to excel. All right, but like I said, ODU is better than their record indicates, and they're playing at home in front of a sold-out stadium, so I think this is going to be our most closely contested game of the year.
I think it could come down to our special teams, and I'm glad No Way, Yes Way Ruelas is healthy, because his last kick could make the difference. I'm calling it a JMU victory, a narrow one. JMU 31, ODU 29. If you have watched this far, thank you. The average viewer drops out after about 3.5 seconds, so you deserve an update on our subscriber drive. Last week, we added a measly 1 single subscriber. So thank you, new subscriber, new guy, new gal, whoever you are. We appreciate you, but this lack of productivity is unacceptable at JMU Tube. So recently I gathered the JMU Tube subscriber sales team. Now, I had everybody from Don from Charlotte, Don from Harrisonburg, Shelby from Georgia, Jeff from Wintergreen, and of course Tim from Nova/Istanbul. And I gave them a little pep talk.
Because we're adding a little something to this month's sales contest. As you all know, first prize is a Cadillac Eldorado. Anybody want to see second prize? Second prize is a set of steak knives. Third prize is you're fired.
Mm-hmm. That should light a fire under them. Okay, guys, we are at 197 subscribers, but our goal is 1,000 because a man can dream. So please subscribe. Let's go 1-0 against ODU this week, and let's go Dukes.